So one of the features that Blackboard has, one of the Spry features is down here, if you look, you have this collapsible panel. So we're going to, or I'm going to demonstrate that right now. So I'm going to save this, create a folder, call it whatever you want. I'm going to call this index. And I'm going to go up to insert, down to Spry, and go down to collapsible panel. So when I get this panel, if I'm clicking on it down here, you'll see that I have a couple options. One, enable animation, and then I can also decide, do I want the default state to be open or closed, and then I can decide to show it open or closed. Okay, so I'm going to decide that the default state is closed, and I'm going to put in, so one way you might use this is you type in a question. And so you ask, you're wanting them to think about it, and then they're gonna open it and they will see the answer. So I can sit here and let's save this. And it's basically, when I do this, it's saying that it has these other required files, a JavaScript CSS it needs, and that's fine. And then I'm going to preview it. So now, when I look at this, I can see what day of the week is it, and I click on it, and it comes out. And so that enable animation is what allows it to slowly come down. So, because if you make more space like this, save it and let's go back, you'll see that animation a little more. So you see how it slowly rolls out. And so if you didn't want to do that, you could actually uncheck this and save it, and you should see that it's more of an immediate. And so it just pops open. So it just depends on the effect that you're wanting to get. So the other thing so I'm going to click back on this and just hit. So the other thing that you can do is you can play with the styles of this. So you can click on this and start scrolling down. And in fact, if you ever are on these Spry elements, be aware that you do have this option down here to customize this widget, and it'll bring you to a website that explains what all the different things mean. I find that if you read and if you go down and just play with it, you can get an idea. And so I can look at these different options, and I can start looking down, and so these are borders. So I can start looking for background color. Maybe I want to change this. So I'm going to change it to a green. Get rid of the space. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to preview it. And so you can already see what it's going to do. But so you just start playing with this effect, and then you can keep going down, and you can start looking for the CSS options. So the text is black. I might decide I want to make it white. And let's pause this. Let's see, that actually didn't change anything. And so I just go through this process of, I've not used these enough myself to really know by default what this is going to be like. So I just play around with it. So I might decide I want that to be the background color. So I'm going to save this and preview. So I keep going down. Now this collapsible mouse over. So this is the hover. So I just change that so it mouses over. You can see that color. And so you just keep experimenting. And then this last one I just changed the color, and that's this effect when you mouse over and press down. That's that right there. So I changed that to pink. Two other things, if you click on here, you'll see this eye. If you click on it, it'll open and shut. And the last thing, to change the width, I'm going to go to Collapsible Panel, and I'm going to add a width equals 200 pixels. So now if I wanted to add another spray, I'd go back up to Insert, and I'd add one more right after this, and that's how it works.